All right, let's do most overrated. We got to turn this up a little bit, pal.
Okay.
So, any
Most
guesses?
overrated. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say, any guesses for who won this one?
This is where the objectivity of this comes in because knowing the people who vote on this, it'd probably be Roman Reigns. In my opinion, most overrated. When you look at how much someone gets praised versus their actual output on the show, you can make a very very valid case for someone like potentially a CM Punk and Omega. I don't know. Some would say like Rollins is like Cody. Potentially, like people like that. That's who I'd imagine would be given most overrated. So Kevin hits with it.
Yeah, so I'll go from I'll go in ascending order. So Austin Theory was fifth.
Okay.
I don't see how Austin Theory is the fifth most overrated wrestler. What did he do? He won the U.S. title. He won the Money in the Bank. He came out and said "A-Town down" out of promo. Like what did Austin Theory do so wrong?
He was running around the mid card, and everyone on Twitter was saying he sucks. How's he highly rated? What?
Yeah, a heel that people think he sucks.
Great. That's very legitimate, credible number 5. Oh, who's number 4?
CM Punk. CM Punk edged out Austin Theory for fourth with 2 more votes than him.
This is the same CM Punk who, without him, AEW in 2022 wouldn't, for the most part, wouldn't have even been worth watching. That's CM Punk. Okay.
But, like, why is he overrated? Everybody loved him when he returned in 2021, and everybody loved him until, the Hangman controversy, the Hangman Page controversy in June? Is that when the tide turned on Punk? Like, they're just like, okay, yeah, this guy sucks now because he cut a promo on a Hangman Page that we didn't like.
That's kind of pathetic. Like, how, Theory then Punk. Like, really? Okay, nice. Who's 3?
Roman Reigns. None other than Roman Reigns. I have a problem with that. I really do. This is the best guy in the company, in WWE, the biggest wrestling company in the world. And yeah, I mean, you could say what you want about him. You know, I mean, I'm sure there was times where everybody thought Cena was overrated. So it's not just because he's the top guy in WWE doesn't mean he's not overrated. But this is not the same Roman Reigns that was out there in 2015 telling Big Show stories about a Jack and the Beanstalk.
Correct.
Like, this guy is in the middle of the most captivating storyline that we've seen in a number of years. And what did he do in 2022? I mean, yeah, he had the match with Brock and at WrestleMania, and that was what it was. But then after that, we started the Bloodline story. So Roman Reigns is overrated. I mean, yeah, this is the objectivity, the bias. Like, is this award this is one of the key awards where you really see this award program for what it is.
I was kind of say, before we get to number 2 and number 1, this is such strange voting. So Theory, a legit mid-carder who not many people, I think overrate. I think someone who a bunch of people saying, they need to be the top guy, push them to the moon, blah, 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 stuff like that. That's overrating someone, especially if their ability doesn't match generally. Austin Theory, no one was like, he's legit a mid-card guy, held the US title, and you saying A-Town down, that guy. And then CM Punk, who was praised by these people for a year, then all of a sudden he made some mean comments about the elite not being able to manage a target, and all of a sudden he's overrated. And Roman Reigns actually carried the WWE on his back with the Bloodline story in 2022. Makes sense. Kevin, who's number 2?
Tyrus. I mean, how did Tyrus not win this?
What?
How did Tyrus not win this? I mean, bro, this guy went from being like a talking head on Fox News to all of a sudden like the face of the NWA and being like just plastered all over social media. Like, yeah, look at this. Look at Tyrus having matches. Like, we're supposed to believe Tyrus is the guy that's going to carry the torch in the NWA. That's the same wrestling company that Ric Flair almost died in a plane crash, suffered a broken back almost 50 years ago for this business, for that company. Ric Flair nearly died. Have Tyrus running around in studio shows in Atlanta, Georgia, wrestling matches with God knows who, and then showing up on Fox News with the NWA championship. Are you kidding me, bro? And this guy's second? So Ronda Rousey won this. For those of you asking, what did poor Ronda Rousey do? What did she do in 2022? She comes out every week, or not even every week. She shows up 3-4 months out of the year. She shows up on Raw or SmackDown. That's a bad promo. Botches, everyone makes fun of her, and then she wins a match and then she leaves.
I know.
But you got this freaking guy posing as like a Fox News reporter. Oh, God.
Kevin.
The same company that Ric Flair nearly died for, pal. Ric Flair nearly died to have Tyrus. Oh, my God. I bet Ric Flair's disgusted watching Tyrus run amok.
Kevin, the NWA for decades and decades was such a well-respected territory, such a well-respected company.
Tyrus.
It was a world championship that was held by some absolute all-time greats of professional wrestling. A belt that was so highly thought of in the annals of professional wrestling. And now, as you say, Tyrus, formerly Brodus Clay, the leader of the Funky Dactyls, who came out dancing and shimmying, dressed as dinosaurs with pom-poms 10 years ago, the Vince
This is
McMahon.
the guy that was telling people to call his mama.
Kevin,
and now we're supposed to believe he's a face of wrestling, like he's one of the cornerstones of the wrestling business.
Kevin, I've watched the segments on Fox News. This guy gets on with the NWA world title as though he's some lifelong experienced political analyst. He gets on and tries to come with a hot take about BLM or a hot take about abortions or a hot take on the Democrats and CNN. And he thinks he's edgy. And this is the face of NWA. Kevin, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, these legends, Harley Race, these legends fought for that championship. And now it's Tyrus on Fox News disrespecting X, Y, and Z politically.
Dusty Rhodes and Harley Race, Roddy Piper, they gave their life for this business and for the NWA just to watch it devolve into Brodus Clay sitting on Fox News holding that championship. For Billy Corgan, because Billy Corgan likes the publicity, pal. And that somehow is not the most overrated wrestler. But no, Ronda Rousey, she shows up 3 months out of the year, cuts a bad promo. Everyone on the internet wishes her death threats, wishes that she'd never come back to wrestling, wishes that she'd quit. And she's most overrated for that, pal.
Who's rating her highly? Like, I get it, maybe in 2018.
She gets death threats. How is that overrating someone? She literally gets death threats anytime that her music hits. She hasn't even been booked in a WrestleMania match yet. Just a rumor that she and Shayna Baszler are going to take on Becky Lynch and Lita at WrestleMania. And people are sending her death threats over a rumor. But that's overrated.
Oh my God. That's awful. Yeah, no, Kevin, I get it, it was 2018, and this was Ronda Rousey when she was portrayed as like this absolute revolutionary figure who's the best in wrestling by far and better than anyone in WWE. I get maybe then that was like, being overrated by the company. Kevin, in 2022, yeah, she had a mediocre SmackDown Women's title run, which is like a skippable 5 to 10 minute block on SmackDown each week. She'd come out, she'd cut a mediocre promo, win, leave, and no one really cared. But she's more overrated than a 50-year-old Brodus Clay who is carrying around a championship and being the face of a company and a promotion. There's so much legacy and history to it as he goes on Fox News every second day trying to diss CNN and diss Joe Biden. Brilliant. Brilliant work, Wrestling Observer. What a great way to make your awards seem legitimate. Tyrus finishing Ronda Rousey, Kevin? Over Tyrus? What?
I'll say this again. Ronda Rousey receives death threats anytime she's on the screen. Who is overrating her?
Kevin, Ronda Rousey hardly even has stan accounts. Like, I could name you 5 to 10 women's wrestlers who have far more fanfare than Ronda Rousey. And none of them overrated. These like literal mid-card women who don't get any TV time or aren't actually that good. They have heaps of stans who overrate them. They're not overrated, but Ronda Rousey, who, as you say, gets death threats because the WWE rumor a month out that she might be involved in an undercard women's tag title match, that Ronda Rousey is the most overrated, more than Tyrus? Are you kidding me?
And if you want to look at it like, okay, this is a wrestler that sucks, that's being pushed to the moon by a company, and like that's your definition of overrated?
Oh, Tyrus.
Yeah. Yeah. How does Ronda Rousey fit that mold? I mean, she was champion for a couple months. Okay. Right. She had a WrestleMania match. Who did she beat at WrestleMania? Was it Charlotte?
Yeah. Yes.
Charlotte. Yeah, she beat Charlotte. Wow. Everybody hates Charlotte, so everybody should have been clapping for Ronda Rousey. She buried Charlotte. Good. We didn't need another Charlotte reign. We got one though. Nevertheless, people hated Ronda Rousey so much that Triple H was like, "Oh, I'm going to book Charlotte as champion again. That'll make him happy." That's what you do when you hate someone that much for no reason. We end up with Charlotte Flair as champion again.
Charlotte Flair is a face champion. That's not people are disinterested in Ronda Rousey, but she's overrated, pal. With her 5 to 10 minute random middle of 40 minutes into SmackDown women's filler match stuff from 2022, that's most overrated. Kevin, this whole category is a mess. Ronda Rousey's the most overrated. Tyrus, number 2. Roman Reigns, 3. First, how's Roman effing Reigns is one spot behind Tyrus? Are you going, what? Right, come on. And then number 4 is Phil Brooks, CM Punk, and number 5, Austin Theory. That is the most bipolar collection of 5 talents for an award you could possibly name. That is legit like a star of 5 where everyone's so different and on the other end of the spectrum to each other. What a ridiculous award, Kevin. It makes a joke of the whole thing.
Yeah, what would you, just for giggles here, what would be your top 3 or top 5 most overrated? Or we could both just give out some names.
Some names. As far as who's the most overrated.
Yeah, in your opinion.
As in, okay, my honest opinion here.
Tyrus is a great pick.
Yeah, I'd put Tyrus 1 as far as what you define as overrated. He'd have to be 1 for everything we've just discussed. Number 2, oh God,
I would go Chris Jericho.
I'd have him in the top 3 to 5. Yeah, that is fair.
Yeah, Chris Jericho, I think, deserves a shout out. Austin Theory, I guess, is not bad. If we're just going based off like, why are they pushing this guy? Like this guy is being pushed as like the next guy, and then you put the U.S. title on him. Like what?
I'm surprised Cody Rhodes wasn't mentioned in this because we know who's voting on it.
Right.
And he literally left AEW. I'm surprised he wasn't. Anyway, so interesting, Kevin. Do you want to move on, or do you want to keep discussing Tyrus?
Yeah, no. Let's please move on.